Hello, my name is Grace and welcome to Plumbob Cubes. We are here with InZoi. I actually filmed this video probably on Tuesday and now it's Saturday. And well, the way I normally do things just isn't gonna work for me. Because I have Notepad up, because I have things to say about InZoi. I have things to say. It's probably a cool game, it's not for me though. And that's okay. So I'm gonna create a pros and cons list, ideally. I have a lot more ideas for the cons than the pros, but hey, we're just gonna make this as we play, right? Rather than me being a little biased and everything. So, first pro that we see here, autosave. I know in The Sims, that's something that they have. I didn't know it did autosave, so that's nice. Another pro is that they have high customization in InZoi. I'm gonna call it Kaz because I can. High customization. The con, though, is that high customization can be overwhelming. However, I think going back in, there is another pro because they have default options in Kaz just to start. Whether, like, I think it's called presets. Like, resets, question mark. So that's what I did to make my character because I was not having it. So I'm gonna go into my, so I have one that looks like I saved, then we have an autosave. I'm gonna go into the autosave one because that's the latest time. And so the visuals, also another pro, is that the static visuals are stunning. This game being hard with me, not letting me have my notes app on top of it. Now we in the game, I can have my thing. All right, perfect. So, other pro, like I said, stunning static graphics, right? I hope I can design and make something that good someday as well. But this is the graphic in the game. And I need you to understand that this face that you're seeing is a preset default face. What? I don't like that. I don't like the highlights of that toothy smile. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think it looks good. I think that the actual game graphics, now it won't let me do my notepad. I think the actual game graphics are bad. That's my opinion. I don't like how it looks. I've been playing too much City Skylines because now I'm doing controls like it's City Skylines. I just, this is never complaint, not for InZoi, but why can't all digital applications just have the same commands for everything? Like, I understand that different applications do different things, but like for moving, just have the same commands for everything. Just when you're just trying to move the application, why does everyone gotta have different commands? Just make it the arrows. That's all you gotta do. Or make it click and drag. Click and drag's great. Love that. Thank you, InZoi. Thank you, InZoi. I will say I originally, with my first impression, I did struggle to get used to like how to move in the game, but it's fine. So my next thing, based off how I have this set up, because I normally have my taskbar because I don't play it in full mode. So they have a guide, which is really good. There's a video guide. Oh, it says I can move WSD. Well, I'll tell you that ain't working right now. So sorry, baby girl. There's a shift to run, which is good. So my con, the actual game graphics is demonic, and I say that as a Satanist. A pro, definitely, is that they have a intro guide, easily accessible. In The Sims, you kind of gotta like go into some places to find it. For them, it's right at the bottom bar, which is really nice. Con, movement isn't working right for me. Like this whole WASDA, that's what I'm calling it now, WASDA did not work for me. The con also is that Zoe's move slow, but the pro is that if you look in the guide, shift to run. I probably should have looked at the guide. I was dissociating when I filmed this the first time. We have an edit city, we have a return home, we have all this nice stuff. But this is my little Zoe. What's your name? Ember Phoenix. I forgot their name. We can go to our relationships tab, which is edited out of my little screen recording, but it's right here. This is a neutral thing that I think y'all should know. You can become friends with someone really fast, right? So we are now friends with, I'm gonna go with Tayoshi Ishii because same last name as Erika Ishii, and Erika, I love you, right? So the cool thing of when you talk to someone, you can become like a special type of friend, like select a relationship type by having conversations instead of just going to confidant, which we did with Aishi, right? So you can actually go in and you have like cards for every Zoe that you know, which I believe is kind of what The Sims 4 has done now. So it has details like male, adult, And then they lock things that you don't know. So we need to know if they're married, they're unemployed, which I love in Zoe's, because rather than being like, I'm unemployed, they say the most human thing possible, which is, I'm in between jobs right now. Like, no one in the real world said they're unemployed. We just say, I'm in between. We have values, which I'm sure as you play the game longer, you understand. You have these preferences, which the icons is really cool, but then another con is I am hovering over this. I am clicking on it. Nothing is showing up. So unless I have those icons memorized, I can't tell what their preferences are. But I like the heart and I like the broken heart. That's really nice. And it has romantic relationships and what you're attracted to. And then it has shared memories where it's like, what was your first meeting? You know, and then important things, right? So it does that like Sims 2 thing of, first met, blah, 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 and that's a memory. And then it goes into like the more stuff. There's 3 different types of interactions, I will say. Basically, love interaction, business interaction, and confidant interaction. So actually, there's a person right here, Songwook. So we can immediately greet with a fluttering heart, which is a love interaction. We can greet informally, which is a friend interaction, and agree with sincerity, which is a business interaction. So I'm going to greet warmly, because why not? Oh, yeah, so shift to run does work. Big fan, because they move slow otherwise. The graphics are not great. I will also say, at least with my, like, ring light on, it's very dark, right? So we have our interaction, and then actually we wanted to make small talk, which is nice. But basically, when you start talking, unless there's another thing in their queue, they're gonna stop talking, which is annoying. Because I want them to keep talking. Like, I want them to autonomously talk, but they don't do that. But now that we introduced ourselves, we can go up, and basically this is a pro or a con based on who you talk to. So when you set up, when you go in, it has the recommendations of what you should talk about, which I know is something that they do in Sims 4. I know that some people like it. I personally hate it. I like to actually look at my menu, look at the different things I can say, because I know that if I go to daily life, I'm probably going to get more friend interaction, and if I go to romance, I'm going to get love, which is an important difference to me, right? I like having this menu show up. I think their UI is cool. It differentiates itself from The Sims. That's great. I don't know if there is a way to default that when you talk to someone, you get the menu rather than the suggestions. If so, that's my recommendation, but that's a pro or con based off who you're talking to. And now that we met a new person, we can click end to notice their card, but we learned that they're a young adult. Apparently, we offered a friendly introduction and they were hopeful. Yippee. Let's go to my Zoe's card. So it has things that I inputted, right? Name, family name, education. Education, they default to high school graduate, but you can go to college, you can go to university in the base game, which is really cool. Their career, which they're a reporter now, and you have karma. So 2 things that you choose when you're in the InZoi is that you get desired life and you get traits. Traits is kind of the first one you do. So I chose charmer, which is more relationshipy than I think I fully understood, right? But it has these values then that come with a charmer, which I think is then, all right, don't tell us what your value is, tell us what your trait is, right? So you choose what you want your trait to be. They had multiple options. I'm not sure how many there were off the top of my head, but you have a lot. Then we have desired life, which you can pick and choose at any point, right? Which is cool. So we chose life of harmony, right? And that gives you some preferences and stuff, I guess, or some recommended preferences. The preferences that we got, I did not choose. They were defaulted. So if we go into the edit, then we can see what we like. For example, we don't like street food. I've been making her eat street food. She does like cake, doesn't like gaming, does like novels, and we can just switch it. I like going with that randomization. That's cool, right? So these skills, it shows up in this tab here that I just realized I can close. So you can close the skills tab because that was annoying me. When you click this to open it up, you see this little tab I'm hovering on, so I close it, right? Because it's annoying. I don't need the IU. I don't need to know my skills all the time. When I click open, it don't actually open it all the way. I want to go to this. I don't want to open that little tab. So I have skills. Originally, because of the way that the skills is designed, and when you open it, I thought there were only 4 skills of like rhetoric, fitness, critical thinking, and charm. There's more. Cool. It's nice to see that housework is a skill. That was also in The Sims 2, having cleaning as a skill. That's nice. right? And one thing that you will notice is that they have rhetoric, which is like talking, socialization, and charm as different. My Zoe as a charmer has 0 charm skill, so that's funny. Oh, I understand. So values is different. So I was complaining about something. So we have values, traits, and preferences, right? So that's actually right. That corresponds to the card. I was wrong. Values, traits, and preferences. I think it should be lined up similar to the friendship panel, or have the friendship panel kind of line up close to the Zoe card, because otherwise it gets confusing for people like me. It's like, why don't we just say charmer for traits? Why don't we say something easy? But I think as you play the game, as you like get to know this information more, it gets easier. So then we have urges, which we want to talk about authority because of our values. The other thing is that you will see ambitions here. So I actually didn't fully read this because I just kind of saw the ambition and I was dissociating when I was recording, so I was like, I'll just do whatever they say. But for ambitions, let's read it. Are goals and dreams that a Zoe strives to achieve. They form during a Zoe's young adult years when plans for the future and a deepening drive for achievement begin to emerge. Ambitions can be changed at any time and will affect a Zoe's urge when selected. Once fulfilled, they grant a Zoe a once-in-a-kind reward. So I will say I did not choose ambition. This ambition to form a family and have a positive relationship, conversation with a partner 3 times, that was autofilled. Because honestly, that confused me. I got that, I was dissociating, so I was like, okay, I'll just do it. But I don't think Ember wants to have a family immediately, right? And it looks like there's different levels. Family happiness you can change. But I feel like in the customization screen, maybe in the InZoi I did it wrong. But this got thrown on me, and it's like, I think financial success or career success or like peace and love or something. What I saw instead is that I thought desired life was ambitions. So they have 2 things that are similar. As someone who has played the game for an hour, I don't really know the difference. And that can be hard for incomers, right? Then down here we have build mode, which is your house, edit public property and theme studio. We have edit city, and we have the guide, which is nice, right? So we have bag, which we have nothing in, which is basically inventory. We can drag up, which is one thing that I will compliment their AI. Their UI, that's very customizable and very transparent, which is nice, right? That's nice, I will say. So we go smartphone, we see our ambitions, we see our utilities, which is something that can't be accessed yet. We can go to schedule, which I believe it is confusing because as you can see, we have Central Park Garden Square is an event right now. What are we doing at that event? I have no clue, but it's an event, right? So I thought this is the city like event schedule. But then you go to Monday and we have our job on there. So it's confusing. It's a little confusing to me. We also go to manage families, which you can see the other families. I will notice if I click on one with children, why ain't they got no face? Like you can say it's just my computer graphics are bad or something, but I think if they don't have no face, that is a problem. Right? They have a karma report, which has to do with something like soul management. Something you can see everyone's report apparently. Where's Ember in this? Search. We're normal. Right? So you can see it for everyone. The souls present in the city is terrifying, but I think that it's just, rather than calling it like townies, they're calling it souls. That's okay. But you can see what the people here are like. We have our managed city where we can go into like more specific things, which is really nice. Seeing these like controls is cool. I like this. But that's just from going into schedule from the phone. Might be a little overwhelming at first. It was overwhelming to me. What are we doing with him? Saying we don't understand each other. Great, I don't care. You have a city map, so we can see what's going on. It goes back to this dashboard, so it seems like if you click on schedule, you can get to pretty much anything in here. We have Dream Car, which manages the vehicles that we have. So that's cool. We have Pocket Market, which is how you can just buy things. I think it's like a DoorDash. We have events, which was schedule. What's the difference between schedule and events? It goes to the same place. And then diary is locked, payments are locked, and news is locked, which is weird. We have school. So, for example, if we wanted to go back to elementary school, we can't apply because of our age, unfortunately, nor middle, nor high. But for university, you can apply. And then there's my information tab. I went to career first because I was like, we need to get money. So it has different careers. You can do eligibility criteria to recommend things. You can click on the different kind of jobs you want. I chose reporter since we're all about harmony. I figured educating the people is kind of cool. And then you can see my career and we can get the different details about it, which is nice. Again, I think the UI is really pretty. Then we have messages, which their decision to make the text in your your native language, whatever you have the game in, is interesting. Because Mirror the Times, this little like pop-up helpful. But also, why in the world did I didn't tell her to send this message to Aishi. But she was like, honestly, I just feel like there's been some distance between us, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I didn't tell you to send that. But then it's also kind of cool because sometimes they'll be like, hey, we got a message, respond. And that's kind of nice. But also, I didn't tell her to text spontaneously. Why is she doing that? We have the needs, which is something you can pop in and out, which is very nice. And then we have what I think is emotions down here. And so I am confused by this because I think maybe this is the whole range of all the emotions and Zoe can have. And it just highlights which one you have and then it tells you here. We can actually go to the guide and see because I know there is an emotions one. Emotions. About emotions. Emotion graph. They're going to tell us what this means. Okay, so it seems like every single one is a different type of emotion. Some aren't active, so you can't hover over them and see what they mean. And the bigger the bar is, the bigger they're feeling it, which they also just tell you here. Okay, seems a little complicated. I don't want to see all the feelings that they're not having. Like, if I could minimize, that would be really nice, but it's early access. You know, maybe I'm being nitpicky. I will say another thing I like is that you can click and you can do this like observe nature thing. That's cool, right? Another thing that I noticed is that with our card, it doesn't say like you can decide what they're attracted to and stuff. That doesn't appear to be showing up here like it would show up in a person's card. Like here it says romantic relationship, attracted to, gender. They don't have then your own personal card, which I understand part of it's like, you're supposed to remember that. But it's also helpful to have it there. I'm just saying. So, for example, Ember is AFAB, but their gender is non-binary. And the thing I will notice is because they are AFAB, but their gender is non-binary, even though they're supposed to be a charmer, a lot of the people that they might talk to, we're like, hey, are you attracted to us? And there's like, we're attracted to female. And so maybe it's a lot of cis het, I've noticed. But also maybe, again, I only played the game for an hour. Maybe there is someone that is attracted to non-binary and I just didn't see it, right? I just haven't met them yet. Q is cool because it also shows how much you can put in their Q, which is nice. Yeah, my really thing is that what you design in the InZoi, whether it's a preset like I did or you actually took the time to customize, when you get into game, it did not look like that. It did not look like that for me. I will notice it's open game. It's open world, which I love. I love open world. I love the interaction. You can see the cars. It's cool. You can own one. Not sure if you can get into it or can we burglar the car. Don't look like it. So then another thing I will note is that for your home options, we have end to lower walls, home to raise them. So you can have them raised however you want. I was confused for a second, thought you couldn't. So that's nice that they have that customization. So then it has this nice like menu for cooking, which I do like. Looks nice. You can actually customize things even more. Another thing I will note, I think I'm actually covering it. Hi, me over there. Our money is called Meow. Meow is the unit of currency in InZoi. See, I'm covering it right up. Damn. In The Sims, the price of what you start with has varied because inflation has changed. So, for example, I believe it's 16k simoleons in The Sims 3, but in The Sims 4, it's 20k for just one sim. And in Zoe, for one Zoe, I believe it was 50k meow. It's weird to call currency meow, like meowny. I will also notice about our phone, when we go to career, there is a lot of ways to get somewhere, which is kind of annoying, but it's okay. I will say that with The Sims, they kind of tell you what you need to do to get promoted and what you need to do to advance in your career. They don't tell you that here. But another thing I will also notice is that they at least in the reporter career, they work less days, possibly give you more time with your sim. I will also say that time, again, I'd played for an hour and it got to like 4 p.m. So I'm gonna say, yeah, for like 20 minutes, I think I was designing whatever, or maybe, I don't exactly know. But the time moves at like probably an adjustable pace, maybe an adjustable pace, but it moves at a comfortable timing that can be, it was long for me. The main thing I will say is when I was playing this game, I was not enjoying myself. I started, as I said before and I allude to, I started dissociating. Part of it's because I've been having a rough time and I just wasn't being drawn in, right? For example, with like the Sims 2 and Sims 4 definitely have that like welcome party, which people get annoyed with, yes. And it's a great way to introduce your sim to people. If you're not like, I sent my sim out, so maybe they did do my Zoe out, so maybe people did come by and visit. It gives me the problems with The Sims 4, at least to start with, of you just get a Zoe, you give them the picturesque life. Especially for me, I got that impression because I didn't choose this ambition, right? You also notice that we got a smartphone, we got a message from Seon Bae. We're good friends who'll be there when we're needed. Side note, I'm sorry if I said any names wrong. I went to Daewon as my city, which is based off, I can't remember which Asian country, which is feeling very racist of me. So I chose that because I was like, yeah, I'm open to other cultures. It's fine. And then I can't say any of the names. I need to educate myself more. Also, the thing that I'm noticing, I know that this might be a complaint with The Sims 4. I'm not in the Sims 4 community that much, but a complaint that I'm having in my personal life that this game just reminded me of with these damn notifications. Why you texted me when you have nothing to say? We're good friends who'll be there when needed. Where are my fidget toys? I don't know where my fidget toys are. I have pent up rage about this because of how my personal life's been going. Can I just go out and pretend I didn't see it? Yes. Why are people sending me notifications all the time? Give me space. We literally just saw each other. Give me space. And over here you have your family, as you can see, which is cool. So with writing, I'm going into writing now because we're journalists. I assume we'd like to do that, but also because we like to novels. We are not going to create a romance novel called The Two Sisters. I read the description and it doesn't sound incestuous, but this title, Two Sisters, is a romance book. Incestuous. I'm gonna call it Love is Blind. I have been watching Penny JD's videos on Love is Blind and the Ultimatum, and that's how I was dealing with my emotions. We was going to do Love is Blind, can you fall in love without seeing someone, which is the premise of an actual show because I don't feel like having any thoughts myself. Okay, so we're tranquil right now, and it's caused by vegan food for coexistence. Apparently that makes us tranquil. I didn't say tranquil right. Okay, so I see that it has this hologram. Why are you, needs are fine. Why are you up? You didn't finish writing. So that's another thing I got frustrated with as I was talking about with the socialization thing. You tell them, hey, go socialize. Do you want to autonomously socialize? Or like, at least in The Sims, they stand around awkwardly, right? While you wait for them to tell them to do something to do, and then they eventually start talking, or they say, no, I'm not going to talk to you. With this, there's like, okay, nothing in my queue. Bye-bye, right? And another thing here is I said, hey, go write. I want to just leave you alone to write. And then they don't write. They start and then they just stop, which is frustrating. Like, I told you to do an action. Why aren't you doing it? And I understand it's the autonomy thing that you're supposed to be keeping up with. And also, like, in The Sims 2, for example, if you're just like, I told Dustin to do his homework and he was like, I don't want to do my homework. And he did this, like, big complaint, and it literally shows up, hey, your sim doesn't want to do this. With InZoi, it's just like, I typed, get up. Girl, tell me they ain't gonna do it. Give me a reason why they ain't gonna do it. I'm listening to my Zoe's card that they like novels, and it specifically has a little heart on it, so I assume romance novels. And they're just like, no, I just don't want to stick with an action, which I argue, a design from The Sims 3 of, like, with fishing, you can either do fish and catch 5 fish, or fish indefinitely. And you're able to drag it. With the sleeping, you're able to say, like, sleep until, like, you're fully rested, or sleep until you can drag it out to, like, 7 a.m. or something or whatever, right? Have something like that especially if automatically the game isn't holding on to, like, the things that you tell your Zoe to do. That's frustrating. I will say, what I did not test that I was excited for, I want to test now. What's the 3D printer? This is the AI thing, which is annoying, but I do want to try it out. So I have a design here that I made for myself. I want to upload it. I'm interested to see how much time this takes. It's complicated that it's AI because part of it is it's enhancing creativity. Like, I did make that, but also some people are not going to be doing things that they made, right? I was talking about the Strawberry Hills. It'd be cool to be able to make like a little strawberry logo for Strawberry Hills and then be able to plaster it on a sign. That would be cool. And have a little sign in my city that denotes an area, Strawberry Hills. That would be cool. So I see the functionality of this, and I think I will admit, as someone who hates AI, I have a tendency to say, oh, it has AI, it is evil. We need to have consideration that it depends how it's trained and what it is using, right? For example, one thing, I don't know, it might be ignorant of me to be using the AI to do this right now. I don't know what it was trained on. I don't know where it's getting the energy to compute this from. I don't know if it's like open AI, where they are literally polluting the earth. I'm not sure. So I think that it is one of those things that I need to educate myself more about. And also we can say that it is probably not ethical. And one thing that I will note is that this little AI thing, it was conflicting with my OBS. So I don't know if that kind of went glitchy for a second. I just keep talking. I have so many things to say, apparently. That's why I wanted my little notepad to keep me organized. But the game was fighting with me with my little notepad. All right, so it loaded. It adds shadows and it made this very bumpy. It makes me curious of what would happen if I had actually designed it to put highlights on it and how that would affect it. I never ended here. In the game, it feels so dark, but here I can't really see all the shadow in detail because you have such a bright light on it. Like, dim it a little bit, please. Can we dim it a little bit? It doesn't look like it. It does appear more advanced because it made it round. From what I can see, it looks more round rather than anything. It's frustrating because I was hoping, first off, that it'd be smoother. Like, look at this texture. Like, it looks like my legs. The peach has cellulite, just like me. Maybe that's the the representation we've been looking for. Cellulite on a peach. I was expecting it more to not be round-ish. I wanted it to be straight on to be able to like put it on a sign. We can go create again and see if it does it better. But also you had no feedback to how to make it better, right? Because I wanted it to be more 2D-ish, I guess, rather than making it round and stuff. So that kind of brings me to the point of like, something I saw is that as a graphic designer, someone in that field, maybe I should just like learn some Blender and be able to do it that way. Which specifically, just saying, because of my experience, I was able to design this by myself. I made that little peach. Giving accessibility to people who don't have that skill is cool, but it also can take away from the people who do have that skill. So I think that as much as coding does not sound like a blast to me, and learning how to mod just to get some stuff I made in the game doesn't sound great, this can take away from talented CC creators. And I think that, I know that one thing that in like The Sims, at least, we always want is being able to have like pictures that we take of our Sims in our Sims house. And at least the way that they do that in The Sims 4, when I was watching all those tutorials for it, is that you got to go ahead and like do some CC stuff, which can be overwhelming. And also it gives credit to the CC creators like skills, right? So I think making possibly an easier way to like have the photos you took of certain Sims in a frame would be cool, or have them paint those photos. That'd be cool. It's just, this is it's complicated, it's icky, I don't know how I feel about it. One thing I'll notice is that it's like kind of flat here, but now it's kind of a little cheeked up in the back. Again, it doesn't let you change how you want it to look. So like, I don't really like this roundness because I want it to go on a sign. Okay, well, I don't like the object, so I'm gonna go back. Say, okay, I don't like the object you just made. So another thing that if they want to improve that tool and it is not extremely unethical, it would be nice if we could get feedback. But also that's probably another coding thing, and that can be hard. That can be hard to like program in. So I have an acknowledgement of how it can be approved, but also the coding of that might be intense. It might be more, I don't want to say advanced, but can like be a harder process. And just that AI, when it was creating something, it was taking a lot of GPU, which was affecting my recording, as I assume you will see when I edit this. And so putting that in could be a really hard thing to do. And also noticing this game already, I told you, the Zoes look demonic when they're in the game and you're actually playing. Like, baby Ember, what do you look like right now? Like, maybe this isn't so bad. This is real up close and personal. It is good, but it's also difficult that when you're looking at these notifications, you have to go and manually pause the game rather than it doing it for you. However, it can be realistic that you're playing, that your Zoe is checking their phone while still doing stuff. So, I don't know. So, Pocket Market is shopping and home services to occasionally surprise discounts, let us sell our items and discover great deals from others. So, it's like Facebook Marketplace. So, you can get food, you can get cooking ingredients, you can get drinks. You can also get the home services. You can also sell things. You can also buy things. What's Soul Guide? We got the money. I want to know what a Soul Guide is. A person's going to come visit my home shortly. Okay. See, now I'm engaged. Maybe, hey, you know, actually, that message, very good thing. It has me engaged. It has me interested. It has me confused. Oh, no, I don't like this automatic selection, and it takes me time to read. Noticed someone at the door, looked outside, and saw that home service I had requested. Let them in. They came in anyways. Finally here, I felt stuck trying to handle things on my own, so seeing a professional at the door, it's a welcome sight. So invite in the visitor, please. And then ask if souls exist. Talk about a soul you wish to meet. Let's just see this. What? We're worried now. Why are we worried? Something strange is happening to me. Okay. What are you doing? Let's dream of cuteness. Say, hey, you kind of cute. Give me that heart. What do you have to say, sir? Oh, well, we're a flutter, even though he does not seem interested. I love how their flirting is literally just that. Alright, we're gonna get to know this man, because I think he's cute. So our three options are ask if souls exist, and talk about a soul you wish to meet. Did we do either of those yet? I'm worried now, again, because of the souls thing. Girl, this says, you only met them today and yet your heart is fluttering. This must be what they meant from love at first sight. Is it this man? Is he in our relationship panel? Yes, he is. He's middle-aged. He's a Nick Soul Guide. He doesn't like animals, doesn't like working out, doesn't like video games, just like us. He likes street food, unlike us. He just likes coffee. He likes medical books, and who knows what that means. He is seeking romantic relationships and is female. I want to know his traits and values. I think we're in love with him. And I'm very curious. If I'm correct, we're interested in him based off of this stuff. I also love I think it's interesting how our positive emotions go up and our negative emotions go down. I do notice that. I do like that design. We're worried because something's strange happening to us. We have the ability to see ghosts right now. And from talking to Soul Guide, we don't care what or who that thing is as long as someone makes it goes away. It makes you feel an blah 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 fear. So Ember's already, okay, see, now I'm engaged because Ember's messy. Ember's like, I'm scared of you. Will you take care of me, teehee? Like, okay, now this has got me. So I need to know if they're married. And this says we're seeking romantic relationships. So I assume that we're married? I assume? But this gets to an interesting thing of like attraction, because in The Sims you can kind of like see if someone's Zoe, how you'd see someone's attracted to is through the relationship log. In The Sims 3 at least, it's a moodlet. In The Sims 4, I don't know, they did that update when I wasn't playing it. In The Sims 2, it's because it's again in the relationship panel. So we're also uncomfortable because our sleep is low. Oh, it is nice how our needs show up. Hey, sleep is low. Mr. Dog is not married yet. No, he does not like us. Okay, please leave our house and we're gonna sleep. So that's the thing. I got really interested. In like the soul guide. I think that was really cool. And then I feel like only having 3 interactions, which is probably because the game was in early access, kind of let me down. Like, I thought soul seems like it helps with romance and it also relates to death. And so I think it would be interesting to see that complexity. And we're having dreams about something or another. I think the dream bubbles being big is cool. I will say I think that this game has potential. I think it just doesn't pull me in yet. And I think that's because of the graphics. But I will not get over the fact that they did look kind of demonic. Just the tube highlights. And I think that it possibly is my computer. Maybe it looks better on other people's computer. I just think that whoever you create, it does not show up the way they looked in Zoe, in the create Zoe. It did not look that way to me. I think that I possibly could enjoy it more if I get more comfortable with it and I explore it more. But I will say, from my first 2 experiences now, no, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't get drawn in. It didn't excite me. Maybe I was playing wrong. Maybe I just need to give it more of a chance. Maybe, hey, I'm not InZoi hater right now, but maybe I just need to give it more of a chance. So if you're interested in more InZoi content, let me know. If this gets a lot of views or a lot of likes, I'll probably do something about it. But this is the list we could make before InZoi got mad at me for trying to have something other than it on the screen. Anyways, a like, a subscribe, a comment means so much. Just watching means so much. So thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.